Hello, potato. We are out of the void space, well out of the void space today, and we're only going to be going farther. So this is the first part of a series of videos. We are on a bit of a road trip, and probably I'm recording this at the end of September, beginning of October, although because of the Halloween videos, this probably won't really be in the feed until November. This is probably most of the November videos. And we are traveling to states I have never been to before, and hopefully we're going to see some cool and interesting things while we're there and while we're on the way. But it turns out, all right, first of all, our beginning of our trip had some snags. So rather than take one of our cars, we decided to rent a car, unlimited mileage. Just, we're going to run that around. A little more fuel efficient than either of our vehicles. Good for a road trip. And the first car we rented, we got about 3 blocks from the house and the tire pressure sensor went off. So we went and put air in it. And almost immediately after that, the tire pressure sensor went off again. So either the tire has a leak in it or the sensor's not reliable. And on top of that, it's one of those cars where you have a key fob, no actual key. And it wouldn't start. Even though I had the key fob in my hand, it was saying the key fob, there was no key found. So we're having trouble starting the car on top of that. So we had to take about a 2-hour detour to go and turn that car in and get another one and get back on the road. So we're a little behind schedule. I don't expect there's going to be a lot of interesting stuff in this video. Ultimately just this portion, and then maybe check out our room when we get to our first day's conclusion. I don't really think we'll see anything else, but maybe if something pops up, something interesting, and time allows. And that's the problem now, is we are 2 hours behind, which means I should probably stop talking and talk about where we are now. And our trip, our route took us past a happy place, and that is Pea Soup Andersen's. Yes, normally, now we're not going to Disneyland. Normally we stop here on the way to Disneyland. We're not going to Disneyland, unfortunately. I would love to, but that's, again, just not really in the cards for this year. But we are at Pea Soup Andersen's, and if you notice, it's been a couple years ago. We were last here in 2022 when we went to Disneyland, and also on the way back from Disneyland. But when we went, this sign was looking a little sorry for itself, and they have changed it. They've updated it, and if we look over at Pea Soup Andersen's itself, this is now, I believe, the last Pea Soup Andersen's, the one in Bowlin, the one by Solvang, which we, ironically enough, didn't go to when we did the Solvang video, even though it was still open then, has closed, leaving this the final Pea Soup Andersen's in existence, the last place to get the best pea soup on the planet Earth. And I will hear no discussion about that. This is the best place. So yeah, we're here. We're going to stop here. Well, we have stopped here, obviously, because I'm walking around and not behind the wheel of a car. We've stopped here. Going to get us some pea soup, some coffee, get back on the road. But hopefully also, I'm hopefully going to get my Pea Soup Andersen's pressed penny. I've been trying to get this since 2022. We came here a couple times in 22, and both times the penny press was broken. But this time, hopefully this time, we'll get it, and we'll have the victory. And I've learned from our experience going to the train museum. I have learned from my mistake of not having any pennies with me, or quarters actually for that matter, for that. And I now carry with me a whole bottle of quarters and pennies. So you see, Andersen's has a really a nice big menu, and it's completely unnecessary because all I need is the Traveler's Special, which I think has gone up a little bit since we were here 3 years ago. But that's fine because it includes all you can eat pea soup. You get rolls, you get coffee. It's everything I need before I get back on the road. So let's go inside and check out Pea Soup Andersen's. Now, I said this is the end of September, beginning of October, so we do have spooky season stuff, and we do have our penny machine here, and there are multiple pennies. Oh wow! If the machine's working, it's not jammed. If the machine's working, I think I need to get the whole collection here. There's also a little book to put them in, which I don't usually do the books, but I may have to make an exception. Let's try it out. Okay, so I've picked out 4 shiny pennies, got 4 sets of quarters. We're gonna start here. We're already set to, I think that's Pee-wee. There's Happy, Pee-wee, there's the windmill, and then there's the actual logo. We're gonna start with Pee-wee here. It's working. Finally, after all this time, I get my pennies. All right, so that's one. Go back around and get the second one. All right, it took years of trying to get them, but we finally have the Pea Soup Andersen's pressed penny collection. Happy, Pee-wee, the windmill, and Happy and Pee-wee together splitting peas. They do have lots of cool touristy things. And then back here is the really cool bar. Does this actually have a name on it? The Windmill Lounge. Oh, because we're probably actually under the windmill here. And we, of course, snacks. Gotta have spicy things and pickle things. But they have a happy hour with, there's $6 bowl of soup. There you go. Or the $4 cup soup. That's what I would go for. But only in the bar, which is really cool. I've never eaten in here because I've never, come here to have a drink. But they have shot glasses. But it's really, really cool looking in here. I love those old looking tables. I guess not old looking, they're like Scandinavian looking. But this place is so cool. And it's now the last of its kind. Over here we do have our Andersen's souvenirs. They have the shot glasses over here, as well as some just California ones. The soup cup is cool. There's a little spoon on it. We have an insulated mug. They do still have the plates. We got a couple of those back when we were here in 22, so we don't need those again. But those are the bowls you actually do get your soup served in here, which is really cool. And they have hats. They didn't have hats last time. I want to say, was it last year? Was their 100th anniversary? And I would have liked to have made it back. Maybe it was 23. Was their 100th. And it would have been cool to make it back for that, but we did not. Got some holiday stuff here hiding under the stairs. Got a big gonk and got some smaller gonks down there. And then in here is, behind the shelf is the main dining room. And I've never eaten in here either. It's always closed when we're here. Maybe we can get a quick glimpse at it without getting yelled at, hopefully. They have that cool, streetcar, wagon there. And again, Got the beautiful old tapestries, including that one there of Happy and Pee Wee splitting their peas, doing their work. Maybe one day we'll come here at the right time and get to actually eat in the dining room. But for today, I reckon we're gonna end up over here in the coffee shop, which has its own wonderful, lovely style. And we're gonna have us some all-you-can-eat pea soup. So I did go ahead and pick up the Pea Soup Andersen's coin wallet. Now, obviously, it's not just for your Pea Soup Andersen pennies. There's only 4 of those. There's room in here for lots of those. So maybe I'll take some of the other ones we have at home and organize them in here. But we do have, to start it out, we have the full set of Pea Soup Andersen's pennies, and I also picked up a new magnet. They had a really shiny one that kind of caught my eye first, but this one looked really cool. So got ourselves a coin book and a magnet to go with our Pea Soup Andersen's collections. Got our coffee already, we're just now waiting for our soup to arrive. All right, our soup is here. Got our soup, we got our hot, buttery rolls, we got some soup. Let's give it a try. It almost would be worth it. This is, Sand Hill is like in the middle of nowhere. There's like just empty, like undeveloped space for like tens of miles around it. But it's almost worth it to come out here just for this. Pea soup, perfect. You can taste like the fresh green pea in there. The seasoning, it's piping hot. Let's have some roll. Nice, soft, very hot in the middle, still roll. Got a little onion tang to it. Not over oniony, just a little bit. It is just the perfect pea soup. So I'm gonna eat 3 or 4 bowls of this and then get back on the road. I'm gonna let you take a shortcut and we'll see you a little down the road in a few seconds. It'll be hours for us, but for you, just moments. But I'm gonna eat some soup. It is now just after 1 in the morning. We left Pea Soup Andersen's at about noon. So it's been about 13 hours since then, and already a 2-hour drive from getting the car to Andersen. So about 15 hours of driving today, and we have reached not our destination, but a waypoint. See, we're trying to get halfway across the country in just 2 days, and we are, well, halfway to halfway. So we have landed in a new part of the map. I've never been here before. We are in Tucson, Arizona, at the Comfort Inn and Suites, where we're going to crash for approximately 4 or 5 hours, get our included breakfast, and then make another 13 plus hour trip to get to our first goal, which is San Antonio, Texas. So the rest of this video is, I don't know how interesting this was to begin with, but we don't really have time to stop and look at anything just yet. That'll happen after we get to San Antonio. So this video probably going to be the least entertaining of this series. Hopefully the least entertaining. Hopefully the rest of them will be more entertaining. One thing I do want to mention here. So I did mention when we were at Andersen's how we had to get another vehicle. We originally had a Mazda 3. They swapped it out for a Toyota Corolla. And I mentioned that the Mazda had an issue, either an issue with a leaky tire or the tire sensor. And it's actually kind of cool here. And the issue with the key fob. So this seemed like it was a better deal, but then we had this issue here, which I think is addressed. But when we were leaving Andersen's, now we knew when the car was picked up there had been some ants on it, but the guy from the dealership or the rental agency thought it was just like, some ants had crawled onto it from a shrub it was parked near. But when we got out of Andersen's, and I feel like an absolute fool for not grabbing the camera to record this, but right here there were a bunch of ants, and there was a stick sticking out of it. And when I went to pull the stick out, because a stick fell in there, let's get rid of it, like just 100 or so ants just erupted out of this. You probably can't see it well because it's dark out here because it's 1 a.m. And like just a ton of ants came flooding out of this part of the trunk. And since then we have had ants like in the car. They seem to be gone now though. My wife killed them with a bottle of window cleaner that she had brought with her. So the ants do seem to have been dealt with for the most part. So that's a good thing. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. And again, I apologize for not recording that, because that would have been good video. That would have been probably the most entertaining part of this part. So yeah, we're gonna go get into our room now. So see you in a minute. So here's our room for the next few hours. It's a little stuffy in here. We have to find the air conditioning, turn it on. It's over there by the window. It's that kind of air conditioning, not central. But not bad. Have a little couch seating area, and little footrest can be used as a table. We have a chair. We have a little tiny coffee maker, which does look to be fairly clean. Also feels extraordinarily cheap, but does look clean. That's cool. Got a couple packets of coffee that we'll probably take with us, but won't use. Sugar and stuff, cups, microwave that looks it's a little schmutz on the side there, but we're not going to use that anyways. A mini fridge. Is an actual fridge, or is it? Okay, yeah, there's not anything in it. Again, could do with a little cleaning, but totally acceptable. We have our bed, which very soft. Television. And going over to check out the bathroom. Compact. Sink. Ice dish. Got some shea butter soap. Of course, I think pretty common in hotels now, lotions and stuff are just in dispensers on the wall. You don't get little bottles anymore. And then, where's the light for this? Is it, no, that's, oh, okay, there's a light for this. Again, so shampoo and conditioner are on the wall. The stopper for the tub is just kind of randomly sitting there. It looks clean, looks a little on the aged side, but clean. Perfectly fine. For something like that, got the toilet paper down to little points. That's always a nice touch. Shows an attention to detail. But yeah, I mean, not like the best hotel in the world, but it's clean. And I've got the air on now, you can hear that. Here's our view. Lovely view of the Waffle House. So I guess, like, you know, at 3 a.m., which is just in a couple hours, we get a hankering to go get in some mayhem. The Waffle House is right there. And you can't see our car from here, but that shouldn't be an issue. We got postcards. Cool, we'll have to take those. Basically, anything that's not mailed in. They actually have room service. That kind of surprises me. And then we do have a little wardrobe with an itty-bitty little ironing board and an ironing mount, but no actual iron. Probably can request that. Extra blankets and pillows. A safe that would take the lockpicking lawyer approximately 30 seconds to open. A couple little drawers that I don't think I'd put anything in. But not that I'm not the kind of person that puts things, even if we're staying in a hotel for a week, I don't put things in the drawers in the hotel. Because I don't think anybody ever actually cleans them, even in the nice hotels. I just live out of the suitcase. That just looks. There's no paper. That's why it needs like drawer paper in there to cover that up. But again, I'm sure nobody really uses it. But yeah, not bad. So we're gonna get 2 or 3 hours of sleep in here. Then we'll go grab some breakfast down in the lobby, and we'll be back on the road for the second half of this video. See you in a few hours. And good morning. We had a very small number of hours of sleep. The bed was actually more comfortable than I would have thought it would be. It was not too soft after, like, it's just sitting in one spot. Makes it kind of collapse in, but laying down, it's a little more even. It's kind of like just laying on a big block of foam. The actual big issue really was the air conditioner. I don't know how well you can hear it on the camera, but yeah, it just made like rattling noises the whole night. It was very loud. Of course, you know, I think that's something that you have to expect with these individual units as opposed to central heating and air. But there were a couple things I noticed after I stopped recording last night, or actually earlier this morning, that I did want to point out. First, there's this piece of hotel art. It's actually a very nice picture of a lightning strike, but it doesn't really fit the frame, does it? And it is actually matted. It's not like they just stuck a picture in there in the frame. They did actually mat this off-center the way it is. I don't know if that's a specific effect they were going for, but that's what they did. And then the other thing was here in the bathroom. Excuse the extractor fan noise, but these yellow marks on the ceiling. Now, I'm no expert, but these look to me like nicotine. Like, I think this is a no-smoking room. It certainly doesn't smell the smoke. But I suspect that somebody, or multiple somebodies, many times, have smoked in here using the extractor fan to pull the smoke out, but it's still left that like patina of nicotine and tar on the ceiling. And then when it gets wet from the moisture from the shower, it forms into droplets and then turns into this. It's not particularly pretty. I don't know if that would come off easily. I'm not going to try to clean it, but that is something they probably should have cleaned at some point. You know? Alright, let's go and have some breakfast before we get on the road. I'm gonna make myself a blueberry waffle. Just need to spray a little grease on the pan. And then I got my measured out cup of batter to give me 4 mini waffles, or in this case, just kind of one full-size waffle. I honestly feel like that is more than we need. That's just to close and rotate, and then a timer will go off when it's ready. And I guess it wasn't too much batter because it's not overflowing, so that's good. So I tried to get a little bit of everything. Got a waffle, got a bagel, eggs. They have refried beans. I don't know if that's like an Arizona thing, but that would give it a try. And then got some coffee and some apple juice, pastry. Enough to get us through the next 13-hour drive to our actual first destination. Also the table wobbles. It's certainly not the worst spread I've ever seen from a hotel breakfast. Let's see how it is. I'll let you know. So breakfast was fine. Like, I've had worse hotel breakfasts. I've had hotel breakfast where it was just cold cereal and toast. So could do worse. The eggs were actually a little omelet with like cheese sauce in the middle of them. Excuse me. But yeah, nothing was spectacular, but it was all fine. The beans were actually pretty good. It would have been nice if they had like a tortilla to go with them, but with breakfast out of the way, it's time to grab our stuff and get back on the road. In case you wanted to pick you up some authentic souvenir Arizona dog poop, there it is. We have gone a couple 100 miles or now in New Mexico, and thought we could stretch our legs, maybe find a restroom, and we still have like 700, 800 miles to go, but I want to find something nice and touristy to stop at. And then we started seeing signs for this place, the Continental Divide. Awesome gifts. So a lot of signs saying they have moccasins and blankets and guy stuff and girl stuff and stuff for the kiddos. And of course, so they have this big teepee out here in front, and we thought we'd come over here and check it out. It's authentic Southwest gifts. I mean, we don't have a New Mexico souvenir. Indeed, New Mexico's not even a waypoint on this particular leg of our journey. But I thought we'd come over, and we are literally the only car here. They are open. At least they have a sign saying they're open. We haven't actually tried to go in yet, but they have a sign saying they're open. So, yeah, this does kind of look like the first act of a horror film. But, it seemed like it'd be fun. Plus, again, got this cool teepee. So for those of you who've never been to the Southwest, here's your view of the Southwest. You ever played an open world, like a sandbox game, where the developer said, we have the biggest 1,000 square mile map, but like only 10 miles of that map actually have anything done to them. That is the American Southwest, at least from what I've seen from the roadway. And frankly, it's a lot of California too, let's be honest. There, yeah, it's lots of open land with no events, no locations, no quests, just big open land, lots and lots of nothing but scrub and rocks and probably things that will bite or sting you. Like I see, oh, I'm glad I didn't walk through whatever those are. See a whole bunch of like very large ants. I don't know if you can see those on camera. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking there. Because I did cut across this to get over here and get a shot of the totem pole there. And yeah, I'm glad I didn't walk through that particular area, because that might have been would have made the ants from yesterday seem like a complete non-issue. All right, so let's go and check out, see if we can go inside Bowlin's Continental Divide. Find ourselves some authentic New Mexico souvenirs and maybe a restroom. My wife says she hears what sounds like a rattlesnake. I hear noises. I highly doubt the camera's going to pick them up because there's road noise behind me. I'm legit not sure if those are some sort of an insect, because there's a lot of crickets and stuff too. It does sound like kind of like a movie rattler, but I mean, I could be an idiot and go and try to take a closer look, but I'm not that stupid. Yeah, I heard it like right over there, but I don't see anything. Now that's probably curled up in the shrubbery or the scrub, which is why I'm not going to go like tromping over there. I hear movement out there too. But I mean, do rattlers normally rattle when there's not a threat though? I mean, I said in the Gold Country Fair video, the only way you want to see a rattlesnake is with a piece of glass between you and it. And I think we will keep to that judgment and not investigate any further. Instead, let's check out these old vehicles over here. Looks like this was at one point an actual gas station. We're also not the only ones here anymore, so a little less of that first act of a horror movie kind of feel. But we have this very interesting, I don't know, wagon. And there's no engine in it, so I don't reckon it was ever actually a moving vehicle. There's no like mechanical bits here. This is just sculpture, but it still looks pretty cool. Got going on back, anything in the back? Well, we have apparently somebody who was a junior officer of the CCSDPD left their sticker here. So that's like a little like army jeep, and then we have here we have some spooky stuff in time for Halloween. We're not actually on Route 66, but we have this old Electra full of dead people. They were just married and they died here at Bowlin's Continental Divide. See, just married. And just in case you're wondering, yes, we're open. Let's go check it out. So we have a couple old-timey grip testers, and this place looks a little bigger than it did from the outside. We have Kachina dolls. I feel like we're not going to leave here without something. We've got bullwhips, wallets, hats. I'm more of a fedora than like a Stetson or a sombrero kind of person. Back here we have the fireworks. Now we're not going to buy any fireworks because I don't want to drive around with them in the car for the next week, and anything here that's at all cool would be illegal back home anyways. We will have to be satisfied with watching people set these off on other YouTube channels. And we do watch one that does do black cat fireworks. Although this alien one is pretty tempting, but just having explosives in our house seems like a questionable display of judgment. Oh, they have a panda. They have a panda. We're not buying fireworks. I'm sure we'll buy something. But oh, look at this. Look at this. We have a medicine man. Well, I feel like, given that he's almost certainly a relative of Zoltar.
You won't hear fortune from medicine man?
I do.
Here, I tell you.
All right, let's give the medicine man $1 and see what our future holds.
How? You seek wisdom? Heed my words, for I am great medicine man, with words of wisdom from the all-knowing spirits of Mother Earth. You cannot wake person who pretending to sleep. And you, do not slumber, but see world around you. So go out and make the most of today. See world. Find love.
And we get our Medicine Man Speaks card to go with all of our Zoltar ones. It is characters limit, so it is a relative of Zoltar.
I am wisest of men. Hear truth from medicine man.
So here is our fortune, if you want to pause to read that. But that's cool. I've never seen Medicine Man before, so that's another friend of Zoltar we can add to our list of people we've seen. Oh, these are pretty cool. We have slingshots, we have pop guns, we have rubber band guns. You have some really cool rubber band guns from this geek-oriented store. We have a wooden tomahawk. That's actually really kind of cool. And we have a reptile dysfunction. Oh, the box is lenticular. That's cool. I don't know if that shows up on camera, but it's got a cool 3D effect to me in person. Also, that's not Jaws. Just noticed this cool drone firework. Also, we have Explode Energy Drink fireworks. See, that's kind of the only real drawback to being in California is that none of this stuff is legal there. And we don't have anywhere to set up the lightsaber. Cool. And we don't know where to set it off here, so we will just have to enjoy these from a distance. But look at the size of some of these. This is the main reason I don't buy fireworks for 4th of July in California, is that they're frankly quite lame. They have a flaming poo. It's a poo emoji, no less. I'm almost kind of tempted to buy that and just gut it and keep it, but I have enough crap in the void space already. That's enough time spent on things we're definitely not going to buy. Let's look at things we might buy. Some cool little dolls. We got state magnets. I mean, you could do that thing where you form a map of all the states you've been to, but at least counting ones I've been to the last 30 odd years, it would be a very small map. I mean, it'll be larger by the end of this video series, but it's still a fraction of the United States. Got lots of alien things. We got, of course, jerky. Got coffee. Actually, might be a thing we want to buy some of. Cleaning wipes. So convenience store stuff. A lot of neat, cool stuff. Wow, they have a lot of these crosses. Like a huge variety of them. Again, good gift items. Get a taxidermied Triceratops or T-Rex or Great White. Or they have little ones. They have little axolotls. Those are cute. Oh, the skull. How much is the skull? 24? It's a possibility. But I really should find something like with their name on it. Oh, these are, I would have loved a bag of these as a kid. I love magnets. I still love magnets. But a bag of magnets, as many as you can fit in the little Continental Divide bag, which is admittedly not huge. Oh, they don't say, I thought they were going to say Continental Divide on them. But I would have loved these as a kid. I still love magnets. There's gems. Blankets. Oh, a cool wooden skeleton wind chime. Like all Day of the Dead Salmon. That's, well, when this video comes out, that will almost certainly have passed. But when I am, that's coming up. Walking sticks. Yeah, a lot of cool, I mean, it's a tourist trap. I mean, this is what I would hope to find in here. So yeah, let's figure out what's going to come home with us. What did you find? That is huge. That's not going to fit in the car.
No.
If we had the normal car, maybe, but not in the Corolla. You can't have one of these kind of places without having some representation of the Squatch. Got some Sasquatches here. But I really would like to find either something specifically New Mexico or something specifically Continental Divide. But this is fun too. Do not bear false witness. Look at that. Look at the look on his face. We have progressed. We are now in Texas, El Paso, Texas, to be specific, which is still hundreds of miles from where we need to eventually be today. But, you know, we haven't had lunch yet, and we need to top the gas tank off anyways. And one of the things I wanted to do while we're here in Texas was check out a fast food chain I've never been able to go to before, and that is Whataburger. Yeah, I'm such a gourmet. I've traveled 1,500 miles to go to a burger place. This isn't the main thing I wanted to do while we're here, but it is one of them. It is on the list. So we are going to check out a Whataburger. Now, my entire knowledge of Whataburger is that it has appeared on King of the Hill. They have a Dr. Pepper Blackberry Shake. What do you think about that? Is that a no? That's apparently a no. But we're going to check out Whataburger and have some lunch. I've got my first ever Whataburger. I got the Whataburger with bacon and cheese, and I have to say it seems really large. I can't imagine ordering a double or a triple of these. Got fries, got a drink, and unfortunately, I seem to have missed out on the King of the Hill. I know they had a King of the Hill promotion, I'm guessing, because today's the first of the month, I'm guessing that ended yesterday. But what we do have now are little collectible Halloween cups. So I got myself a Whataburger Jack-o'-lantern cup, which I think that makes up for not being able to get a King of the Hill meal. Didn't have like a toy with it or anything. Oh, and we got a little packet of fancy ketchup. So let's check out our burger here. That is, I mean, for a fast food burger, that's pretty big. Oh, I didn't ask for no pickles. That was my mistake. I asked for no onions and tomatoes. I did not ask for no pickles. Wow, there's a lot of, they give you a lot of pickles. So we got our bacon, we got our cheese, got mustard and lettuce. And we have our fries. fries are a little pale, but that could just be the way they make them. All right, let's try my first ever bite of a Whataburger. Patties have good flavor. What do you think?
It's good.
The mustard gives it a little bit of like a tang. I think that's why I think In-N-Out does that too. But this tastes better than In-N-Out. I'm gonna try the fries. Fries are pretty standard. But again, it's called Whataburger, not Whata-Fry, right? Got a lot of bacon on that bite. Yeah, the mustard really brings out the flavor of everything. It's got a nice savoriness to it. The patty's pretty thin, so it probably fries up good and quick. And that is a good, I think, pretty good fast food burger. Yeah, I'm definitely glad we tried this. Plus, now I have my souvenir, I guess, 75th anniversary Jack-o'-lantern Whataburger collectible cup. All right, we have hundreds of miles still to go, so we should gas up and get back on the road as soon as we finish eating our lunch. And we are finally, after 2 days of hard driving, at our first actual destination, which is San Antonio, Texas. We are in our hotel room now. Here is a quick look at the room. So first glance, it's a little bit nicer than the one we stayed in last night. Otherwise, fairly similar. Still got the bed. We do have more kind of places to put things. Also have a hard floor instead of carpeting. But we have this little cupboard here. We have our TV, it's good size. In here we have, I think this is quite a bit bigger fridge than the one last night. And it is empty. So, you can put some waters in there or something, some sodas. Microwave. It looks like it's seen better days, but it does look a little cleaner. I think this is like actual staining, not like splatter. Last night's had a little splatter in it. We've got the little coffee station with the little tiny plastic coffee pot, which again looks clean. Oh, maybe not so clean in there. Yeah, I don't think I've ever actually used one of these, but don't think I would use that one. We have a little work desk over here. We've got power ports, USB ports. We have the same kind of air conditioner, but if you notice, it's not making loud, rattly noises. And it was actually on when we got here, so the room is not stuffy. Last night it was pretty stuffy in there. But yeah, it's on and it's pretty silent, which is great. Have a couch and a little coffee table. It's got less plug sockets. Last night's lamps had 2 plug sockets on them, but that's not a big deal. And then we do have a proper closet instead of like a wardrobe, which has a full-sized ironing board and an iron in the iron spot, because I don't think I ever found the iron last night. We didn't look for it too hard, but I don't recall seeing it. Hair dryer. Sink is out here by the door, which is potentially a little inconvenient. We do some extra stuff here. We actually have lotion in a tube as well as the stuff stuck to the wall. Some makeup remover wipes, which isn't of use to me, but it's cool that it's there. And then in here we have 2 different lights. Oh, that's interesting. So we have a light on the light switch and then a light that's on a timer. I wonder if one of those is supposed to be a heat light at some point, maybe. We have extra rolled toilet paper. Toilet paper is folded over to a point. That's nice. We have actual pictures. We are in proximity to a military base, so there's a lot of military theming. The tub itself it looks clean, but it's definitely seen some better days. The drain seems to be, or the drain cover there seems to be coming apart, and something has ripped out a chunk there. We have shampoo, conditioner, and body wash. We only had 2 things last night, and we do not have yellow stains on the ceiling. Of course, we also don't have an extractor fan. But yeah, this is where we're going to be for the next couple days, while we do a couple other videos. But this will end the first day. Oh, no, it won't. Hold on. There's something else we have to look at. We never went over what we picked up at Continental Divide. And no, that's just my Whataburger cup. We didn't pick that up there. So we each bought a couple things. We should look at those to end this video off. We have a big old pecan roll here. That's obviously not particularly themed to the shop, but, you know, they're good. They're good stuff. We always look for now when we're doing these kind of videos, like museums and going places, is we want to look for magnets, pins, and ornaments. So we did pick up a New Mexico ornament, since we actually did go to a place in New Mexico, which is really more than we can say for Arizona. We didn't really stop anywhere in Arizona except for gas. But we went to one nice little touristy trap thing there. And I don't totally get the significance of this, but it looks nice. And that was 12. Yeah, it's wrapped in wire. I'm sure the significance to that, but just liked it. And then next we picked up a couple magnets. We got one for New Mexico itself, showing off Santa Fe in particular, and the Rio Grande. And then I picked out a Continental Divide. I'm assuming this must have actually been there at some point, or maybe it was some reference to something else specific, but I picked up a Continental Divide magnet, and then we also I picked out a Continental Divide keychain. It's a nice metal keychain. Yeah, it shows off the Continental Divide and where we were when we bought this. So yeah, it looks like the Continental Divide gift shop is actually on the Continental Divide. There's a whole bunch of words that I haven't actually read yet. I don't know if you can read them on camera or not, but I'm not going to read them right now. But yeah, nice, good. I like this metal keychains. And then we have a piece of sand art, just a little sand painted magnet. And that is made in the USA because it is made by a Navajo artisan. So picked up that, and I think that's it. That's what we got from there. So that's our haul for this video. So pretty productive. We've, in the course of 2 days, driven, I think, over 2,000 miles. We went to Andersen's Pea Soup, or Pea Soup Andersen's. We tried Whataburger for the first time. We went to an awesome little tourist trap gift shop. And now we are here in our hotel room so we can do, hopefully, some other adventures. So I hope you found this all interesting or entertaining. I would ask you to give me suggestions of what to do while we're here, but by the time you see this video, we'll be home already, because I don't have a computer good enough to edit on the go. So by the time you see this video, we'll already have been home for a day or two at least. So yeah, you can hold off on that. But we do plan to hit a couple things while we're here, and hopefully have some fun adventures. So I hope you found this all interesting or entertaining. If you did, go ahead and give the video a like, subscribe to the channel. I thank you for watching. It is 12:40 at night, so we're going to go get ready for bed. And I will see you in the next video.